Hey Reject Nation, I'm Greg Alba.
And I'm Kat Alvarado.
Kat Alvarado is here today so I can tell you guys to catch her on television. That's right, folks, your local tube. It is on the FNX channel. Link in the description box for what FNX is. Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
March 23rd.
March 23rd, yeah, because if you're watching this video after March 23rd, not applicable to you.
Not applicable.
But hopefully you're watching this beforehand. Make
Yes.
sure to catch her there.
Catch me.
Top 10 scary Japanese urban legends.
Let's do it.
Kat and I like to watch these like scary list videos or creepy stuff. She was telling me how she listens to certain horrifying podcasts. So I'm like, this is the perfect guest to have to watch us with.
I'm a murderino. Shout out to any murderinos out there.
What's a murderino?
It's someone who likes a certain podcast. This is like a little secret message. Stay sexy and don't get murdered, you guys.
Okay. I'm compelled to be a murderino. This is from a channel called, it's a new channel. I haven't seen other videos. Most Amazing Top 10, but this was sent to us on Facebook.
Let's do it.
Welcome back everyone, it's time for another scary video. This is our Urban Legends series where we take a look at traditional and modern stories from countries all around the world. They're always different, but they're always very creepy. My name is Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 scary Japanese urban legends. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Teke-Teke. This is the urban legend about a girl who fell under a train and was cut in half. She then became a vengeful spirit that moves using her hands and elbows, dragging herself while making the sound tek tek. If you hear that noise, you're supposed to just run for your life. Those who are caught by the Teke-Teke will receive a fate just like hers. She's said to slash her victims in half so that they look like her, and possibly also become wandering, vengeful spirits just like she is. At number 9 now, we have the Slit-Mouthed Woman. You may recognize this one from a number of Japanese movies and TV shows. The traditional name for this being is Kuchi Saki Onna and dates back over 300 years ago. She's a woman who was brutally murdered by her husband after he found out that she was having an affair with another samurai. This left her in death as a restless, vengeful spirit. She is said to cover her mouth with a cloth mask, a fan, or a scarf. If you approach her, she'll ask you if you think she's pretty. If you answer yes, she will then remove the mask, and when the victim screams, they will be slashed from ear to ear until they look like her. Even if you say no to this question, she's said to just follow you home and then brutally murder you that night.
What a
lose-lose
bitch.
situation. Next up at number 8 now, we have Daruma-san. This urban legend is more of an old game that's been passed down through the years. So here's how it goes. You shower in a bath, you turn off the lights, and you chant, Daruma-san fell down.
Well, we gotta
while
try
you wash
this.
your hair. It's said that you will then see a woman in your mind. She is Daruma-san. She'll be standing up in a bath. You will see her slip and fall onto an old rusty tap. It goes straight through her eye and kills her. Then you will feel her ghostly presence somewhere behind you. Now if you turn around, there she will be. Black, tangled hair, rotting clothes. One eye is bloodshot and the other is just a bloody, hollow eye socket. The game continues even further than that if you dare, but I think that's enough for you guys to understand just how creepy this urban legend is. Okay, at number 7 now, we have The Girl from the Gap. This Japanese story comes from people's natural fear of what lies lurking in the cracks of a home. Do you guys ever see something move past the hinge of a door when the door is open? Is that someone looking out from inside your wardrobe? Have you ever pictured a hand reaching out from between your bed and the floor? Well, it could be the girl from the gap, a spirit that lives both physically and metaphorically between worlds. It's said that if you ever see her, she will ask you if you want to play hide and seek. At that point, the game is on. When you see her between a gap again, she'll drag you to an otherworldly hell. At number 6 now, we have The Red Room. This is a very modern Japanese urban legend about a pop-up ad that's all red and black. When you see it in a child's voice, it will simply repeat the phrase, do you like? Apparently a boy who got the pop-up tried to close it, but it just kept reappearing. Then it changed to, do you like red? Keeps trying to close it, but it grows larger and changes again to say, do you like the red room? Then the site changes entirely. It's just completely red and black. It has a list of names on it. His friend's name is at the bottom. A hand reaches out towards the boy's neck from a video. The ending gets even more twisted, but guess what? It's based on a real website. It's still out there. If you can find it, you'll know the gruesome legend of the Red Room, and if the horrible ending comes true for you. Moving on to number 5 now, we have the human pillars. This legend dates back to ancient times in Japan, where it's known as Hito Bashira. Back then, there was a belief that a human sacrifice sealed inside a structure would make the foundation more stable. This means that many old Japanese buildings are said to contain contain the spirits of the people who were sacrificed during their construction. One famous example is Matsu Castle, where a woman was sealed inside the foundations during its construction. Now her spirit is said to haunt the castle, and whenever a woman dances there, the castle shakes violently. Many building owners in Japan are actually quite open about their buildings being a human pillar. Next up at number 4 now, we have the Snake Woman. This one comes from the old Japanese folklore of Nuri Onna, which translates to wet woman. She's often described as having the head of a woman and the body of a snake, with long claws, snake eyes, and jet black hair.
Not right now.
They never are around me.
In her victims. If a person then tries to pick up the baby to help, they find it's not actually a child at all. The bundle then becomes very heavy and stops the victim from fleeing. The Snake Woman then uses her long tongue to suck all of the blood from the victim's body until they die. Next up at number 3 now, we have Onibaba. She is a demon woman that often appears in Japanese folklore. She will often appear as an old woman asking for help, but if you get too close, she will slice you open with a knife and eat you. She's said to be the tormented spirit of a woman who accidentally killed her own pregnant daughter and an unborn grandchild in an effort to find a cure for her friend's child being sick. She was told to bring back the liver of an unborn child, but when she finally killed her victims, she found they were actually her own family. Okay, next up at number 2 now, we have the Dream School. This one is extra creepy because apparently if you don't forget this story within a week of hearing it, it will happen to you.
I'm gonna forget it tonight.
If that's true. One night, a boy had a dream about a school. The hallways just looped forever, bringing him always back to the start. Staircases led back to the first floor. As he got quite scared, he heard footsteps behind him. He ran until he found an emergency exit with a glass box and a key next to it. The glass had been smashed and there was no key, just a note saying that it could be found in room 108. When he found that room, it was empty. No students, but there were backpacks hanging off every single chair. Then there was a pounding on the door. He opened it, terrified, to find the hallways covered with dead children. It said that he never woke up from his dream, and if you don't forget this story in 1 week, you will meet the same fate.
I think I'll forget it.
I'm gonna forget this in like an hour.
I think this is true.
I think so, yeah.
Although if you don't see me on the channel next week, sorry. And finally, number 1 now, we have Onryo. This is a traditional Japanese belief about a vengeful spirit that can and will physically hurt the living. It's a very scary concept if you're only familiar with the Western idea of ghosts, which don't really tend to take solid forms and so can't hurt humans with physical contact in the traditional way. That's not true though for an Onryo. They are vengeful and full of hate, stopping at nothing to enact the suffering they received when they were alive. For any of you guys who have seen The Grudge, this spirit is the influence for that creepy girl in that movie. Well, that's now our 3rd video exploring urban legends around the world. We've done Korea, Britain, and Japan. What country or place do you want to see next? We've seen a lot of good suggestions in the comment section, so do keep them coming.
Latin America.
Watching. As always, guys, my name is Danny Burke, and I will see you all in the next video.
Sweet stuff.
Okay.
The one that really stood out to me was the very first one they introduced.
The Teke-Teke.
The
yeah,
Teke-Teke.
she was creepy.
The one who
Creepy.
walks around, drags us, and she was creepy. The rest of her, whatever.
I'm kind of horrified, and I'm taking stock of all the bad things I've done in my life because I don't want any of these ghosts to come get me. That's how I feel right now.
You know what's weird is Japanese horror movies. Those are the ones that will still get to me. When I watch like a J horror film, those images are the things that really haunt me.
I thought you were gonna say Jew horror film.
When I watch like those
Schindler's
Jew
List.
horror films, I'm like, man, being Jewish is scary.
It
is in certain ways, yeah. A lot of this reminded me of those like J horror films that I've seen. I keep thinking of Jew horror because no, it reminds me of those kind of films. And that first one I think is a great idea. Like this woman just comes around and slashes you in half so she can have you join in the afterlife. But you have a great upper half. Your lower half, you could do without. But your upper half would be fine. So, welcome this spirit, the Teke-Teke around.
Okay, yeah. I think the one that creeped me out was the woman with the slash in her face.
Oh, yeah, it was the ninth. Yeah, I remember like the top 2 the best. I've heard about this one before. Do you think I'm pretty? Take it off. And if you're like, oh, then she kills you. But if you don't squirm or anything, she'll still kill you. It's like unfair.
Like, that's not
That's
cool.
like a bitch move, man.
Lady. What the heck? I would not be surprised if this was based off of like a real serial killer that actually happened. Because trauma is one of the things that can cause someone to become a murderer. I don't know if you knew that, but that's a thing.
Trauma?
Not that everybody who has trauma happen to them would become a serial killer, but it's one of the causes. So if someone was horribly disfigured and, was bitter about it and also had a tendency towards being a psychopath, that might That's where this
Yeah, you have psychoanalyzed these Japanese urban legends, haven't you? Yeah. The Daruma-san, that one does remind me of like Bloody Mary, and you said it was a Candyman. Yeah.
And there's Baby Blue. I don't know.
When you chant that, I mean, I did like Bloody Mary when I was in Catholic school.
Did anything happen?
No. I was disappointed.
I never tried them. I was scared.
You should try it.
No,
Why don't you go to my bathtub, start chanting Daruma-san? Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Come on, it'd be so cool to know. We can do a reaction to you sitting on the toilet. Yeah, let's see what happens.
No.
I can record my face and do a reaction to your death. Oh, that video would go viral. I would do a viral video if it meant your death. I'm just telling you that right now.
I think this is the last time I'm going to be on the real reject.
I'm desperate for views.
Girl of the Gap.
Girl from the Gap.
Girl from the Gap. I totally have had that fear that someone's going to reach out from like under my bed and like grab my leg. Or have you ever had the fear that like something is going to come up from the toilet and like bite you in the ass?
Yeah, I have. When I was a little kid, I used to, sometimes I still do, I'll just like check the toilet to see is there anybody or anything in there. So the Girl from the Gap really does hone in on those rational fears that I have. The Red Room one was like, all right, to me, just don't visit the website, you'll be fine. Yeah. The House Builders one, I don't even remember that. What was that?
That's the one where they like sacrificed a person and put their body in the foundation of a house so that the house like or building would be blessed.
Okay. The Snake Woman. Snakes are one of my biggest fears of all time. You could put that on my list of like #1 biggest fears, actually. So the idea of a snake woman, that's just terrifying. Most women already are snake-like. You know? Wouldn't you agree with this statement from a man?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Fucking bitches.
Thanks for your improv yes and background.
What's interesting here with a snake woman as the urban legend is the Bible. Medusa has snakes for hair, and in the Bible, Satan is a snake and Eve like talks to it. Okay, maybe it doesn't apply, but for some reason I feel like I heard about something where
we're trying to make
Eve
a connection, you know?
Whatever.
It's all the same. All beliefs are the same. Number 3, what was she again?
Oh, she like accidentally killed her own kids.
Oh yeah, she killed her unborn grandchild too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but sometimes mothers slip up, man. Shit happens, dude. You just gotta forgive yourself.
Shouldn't be killing people.
The Dream School one sounds like a creepy experience.
It does.
I don't feel like I'll remember this story for detail.
I already forgot most of it.
Kid goes into his classroom.
Don't tell me!
There's a backpack. Walks out a bunch of dead kids. I just kept thinking, like, these would be cool horror movies. Why aren't they all horror movies right now?
I feel like half of them probably are.
A lot of them are definitely inspired into some J-horror films I've seen. The Onryo that's like the grudge chick for sure, man. Taking the physical form. Like, that's the kind of stuff that haunted me. Like, just seeing these images kind of freaks me out already. Like, I'm afraid to go to my balcony because they could just appear out of nowhere.
I want to be a better person. Like, I really do.
It won't matter. Not with these urban legends. They go after the good souls. And especially the American girls. That's what Japanese remakes into American films have taught me.
Really?
They stage Japanese urban legends and they attack American chicks.
No, I'm never going to Japan now.
Never go to Japan, man. That's what this video taught me. All right, guys. Well, are there any other urban legends you could think of from other countries that are scarier? Put it in the comment boxes below. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. You know the outro. Cat Alvarado is on social media. Catch her on the FNX channel this Friday, March 23rd, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, performing comedy on television.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Video's done.